Today, I wanted to do a quick video reviewing the new DJI Neo drone. This drone is only $199. It shoots 4K video and doesn't require a remote. It's got AI tracking, doesn't have any obstacle avoidance sensors. It's got several different modes you can choose from. You can switch up the settings in the app and stuff. I'm not going to go into detail about that right here. My expectations for this drone was pretty low considering the price point, because most cheap drones are pretty much useless as far as the footage goes, and especially one that claims to have AI tracking. Yesterday, my brother and I were in Arkansas doing a little climbing and decided to test out the AI tracking. I threw it in follow mode and played with it on a couple of climbing routes. One of the more overhang routes, it almost hit the wall, so I had to come down. I didn't want it to crash and break it on my first trip out, so I'm still playing with the settings to get that dialed in how I want it. But overall, I'm super impressed so far with this drone. And today I'm out at the Two Rivers Bike Park. It's pretty windy. It claims to be able to withstand 15-mile-an-hour winds, so we're gonna find that out today. We're just gonna put it in follow mode and see how it handles this slopestyle trail. After attempting a couple runs, determined it's definitely too windy. Drone crashed twice and just couldn't quite seem to keep up with the wind, so I'm gonna have to try it on another day. I'm gonna ride down to the bottom where it's less windy and see how it performs down there. When I started the trail at the bottom, I made sure to go slow enough so that the drone could keep up with me, because I'm not sure how fast it can actually fly yet. You can see I was looking behind me and checking and making sure it was following me several times throughout this run. Super impressed by the tracking on this. And right here it hit a tree branch and almost crashed, and somehow recovered and made it through the tree and found me again. And here again, another branch and leaves that it ran through. You can see me looking back and making sure it's gonna follow me. I thought for sure it wouldn't make this turn to the trees here, but as you can see, it does that with ease. I'm gonna speed this up. I kind of just cruised along this tree line, picked up a little speed to see if it would keep up, but then right here at the turn I braked pretty hard so it would catch up. Made the turn successfully. Did a quick little sprint through the woods here. I did a good job navigating this. And I thought, oh, let's go a little faster, and ended up losing it on this sharp, fast turn here. I stopped thinking it might fly forward because it was windy at this moment. And in fact it did. It tried to move forward. Seems like if you stop moving, the drone stops moving, so obviously the AI tracking requires you to be moving for it to actively work. Ended up having to turn around. It picks me up again when I get close enough. Continue on my route. Nice and slow. Didn't want it to get lost again. This is my second day out with this drone. Almost got lost on that tree, but managed to pick me up again. And a final little stretch here down to the river. It does really well with more open spaces. The subject is very obvious. So as you can see up on my shoulder here, it's still following me. Couple of hiccups, but I think it's just mostly due to wind. It did a pretty good job once I got down to the tree line here. Did a great job navigating some trees, and I think it may have even hit a few branches and made it through. So still super impressed for $200. I had very low expectations, so if you're looking for a cheap drone and you don't want to mess with a remote or getting a pilot's license or anything like that, this might be a good option for you. It's definitely got some hiccups and it's not perfect, but for everyday use and social media use, I'd say it's a pretty solid drone. So this was my quick review of the DJI Neo. I'm super impressed for only $200. The AI tracking is amazing. The video quality isn't bad. As I said before, I didn't have high expectations for it. A nice drone is $2,000–$3,000. So for something that's 1/10 of the price, this thing performs great. I also took this thing out in front of my house and rode my skateboard around a little bit. This was right at sundown too, just to kind of test the low light performance. I did end up losing it one time, but I think it's because there were some roofers. It was picking up the movement from those guys and lost the tracking on me. But once I skated back to it, it picked me up again. So overall, great little drone. I honestly thought I'd want to return it, but I'm pretty happy with the results. Out of the 3 days I used the DJI Neo, I only used the follow mode. It also has a droney, circle, rocket, spotlight, and custom mode. And obviously if you have a drone remote, you unlock a whole lot more features. I mostly bought this drone just for climbing and biking, so I'll mostly just be using the follow mode. And so far it's done a fairly good job. No obstacle avoidance is going to be tough when it comes to climbing and biking in the woods. But I'd say for this price range, you're getting a pretty good bang for your buck. If you guys want to see a more in-depth review of the DJI Neo, put a comment down below and I'll do my best to get something out.